Everybody, thank you for coming out here today. Unfortunately, the occasion that we are out here is horrific and horrifying. But you being out here matters, and we got the call that people wanted to do something. This is just the beginning. We will be planning other things, but I do want to open up the floor to hear from her family. Are you okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know any of you here, not one of you. I just want to say I don't know any of you here, none of you know me. Some of you might have known my sister, I don't know. She lived here in Knoxville one time. I'm sorry, this is my first time.
There you go.
But I just want to say I thank each and every one of you for showing up here today. Thank you for your prayers. Her family needs it right now, her sons, her grandchildren, myself, my family. We need all your prayers because this is a bad dream. I'm hoping any minute I'll wake up, but I'm not yet. I have not seen the video. I've just seen a few minutes of the first of it. I keep watching.
Thank you. I'm having some serious network issues right now, though, with my live stream. So.
Anyone was treated this way. I have seen dogs on the street treated better than my sister was treated. And I hope and pray that her last moments on this earth not in the back of that cold top. Not knowing why she would be arrested. I have not seen the video, but I've been told they was never read to her. I don't even know why she was arrested. Why would a hospital kick you out and the condition that you're in and be forced to leave, and then the law be called in and forced away from the hospital? If all they had to do is turn right around, not even put her in the car, march her right back in that hospital and say, this woman needs help. She was, if you've seen the video, how many times did she beg for help? How many times did she say, I can't breathe? I can't breathe. What more does that tell you? I can't breathe. I need help. And like I said before, every police car I have ever seen says to serve and protect. Is that just for certain people? I don't know if there's a fine line underneath there, there's some fine print that I didn't read. Is that just for the rich people?
For the rich, not for the poor. She got treated that way because she looked poor. She was under the socioeconomic status of the standard.
She didn't have much money.
She was not treated the same.
She wasn't. She wasn't. Lisa was. If you knowed her, you knowed her. She had a heart of gold.
And nobody got to know her in Knoxville. She was freshly here and they treated her like a dog.
She lived here, I forget what tires it was she lived in. She lived here for several years. We was 3 years apart. I live in Newport. At one time, Lisa lived down here under the bridge. She was homeless. Never reached out to me and asked me for nothing. Not the first nickel that she ever asked me for. I'd have come, she knows I'd have come. Would not ask me for any help. The only thing my sister ever asked me for in her life, her mother lived in apartments behind me. She was elderly, my mother. And when her mother passed away, Lisa asked me to move her back down here to Knoxville, which I did. That's the only thing in her whole life that she ever asked me for. But you, if you didn't know her and needed help, she'd try her best to help. She would. I mean, if she liked you or whatever, she'd go beyond measure to do something for you, to help you in any way she could. And it just breaks my heart to think that her last moments is her in this town. And she was treated like a dog.
I'm sorry. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Do you hear that, Knoxville? She loved this town and she could not breathe. And you left her there gurgling, wheezing, pleading for help for her last breath. How dare you? That's how we treat our homeless, a dog, anybody? No. You do not treat any human life that way. I don't care if they spit on you, puke on you, shit on you. You do not. You can't breathe, you help them. You lift another human up, you give them breath, you give them life. You don't ever do that.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now we're going to open it up for people. A lot of y'all want to talk, so we'll start with the community members and then we'll go into the organizations that are here.
Let's say one more thing.
Yes, of course.
From what I seen last night, the attorney for the city said that not all of the patrolmen are trained to be, first responders. I understand that. They're not all trained to be first responders. But they are all trained to be human.
Yes.
Have compassion. If you don't have compassion, you don't need that job. You don't need, in that kind of position, to put somebody in that kind of position. And I probably shouldn't say this. I may end up in jail.
No, you're not.
Say it.
Say it.
The officer that said he was more concerned over a cup of coffee and a bowl of oatmeal, I will buy him one.
Oh, we got some right here for you.
I will buy him one. I don't want him to ever be without coffee or oatmeal again, that he can't show compassion to someone. Thank you.
There's his oatmeal.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, this is hard. Can you hear me? This is hard. And let us first of all embrace you as a community and honor the life of Lisa Evans. Okay, let me just first extend from the beloved community to you, really the grace and mercy and just our deepest condolences.
I'm glad there's some decent people out there still living in the world has compassion.
This is hard. This is a hard moment. This is a hard moment. This is a hard moment, not just for me, but medical care is a human right.
Yes.
This is hard. This is a simple human right. And let me take a moment to just make sure we embrace a statement by the famous Emma Lazarus, who said, "Bring me your tired, your poor, and your huddled masses." We are now the huddled masses. We are the huddled masses. But I want you to understand that there is light. Of all of the people that are here and those that are not here, to say that this is not acceptable and this is what we will not tolerate as a community.
Yes.
And really, this is hard. This is hard, because she was in a facility seeking help and was treated with the opposite, and we are here to say enough. And we need to make sure you understand that we're here to help embrace you and your family, and to make sure you know that we stand in support of helping to support what you need now.
Open mic. Does anybody want to talk?
So I know we're all here today because someone was having a crisis, and instead of actually getting help, was punished for needing help, was punished for not being okay. And this is it's really important that we focus on this with physical health, but it's also true with mental health. Across the country, we see people in times of crisis, and when they need help, they're thought of as a danger to others and a danger to themselves. But the real danger are the people who are supposed to be out there helping them. I've had those moments. I know people who've had those moments. I've seen them. And I can't help but think, what would happen if we were adults, if we weren't in our school, if we weren't with our family, if we weren't white? What would happen to us? And in moments like this, just remember, it could always be you. You might not be having a stroke outside the hospital. It might not be that. But when you need help, there's supposed to be someone in your community to come help you. And when you go seek help, she didn't go to the police for help. She went to the hospital. And the hospital sent her to the police. You call 911 and they're supposed to bring you to the hospital. The hospital called 911 on her.
Yeah.
Just, whether you're young or you're old, healthy or not, don't take anything for granted.
Hello, everyone, my brothers and sisters. Sorry, I can't talk. My name is Carol Sutton. I'm from Brasstown, North Carolina. I'm with Not Dead Yet. Not Dead Yet fights assisted suicide and euthanasia for people with disabilities because it discriminates. So do the police. So did the hospital. People discriminate against disabled people. People just like me. I could be Lisa. My friend Dawn over here could be Lisa. My sister. All of us could be Lisa. Disability doesn't discriminate either. It hits poor people and people of color more than rich white people, but it doesn't discriminate completely. Rich white people can get disabled too. And the fact is that Lisa was disabled. Bottom line, she had a wheelchair when she got on that airplane. She didn't when she got to the hospital. What happened to her wheelchair? She needed that wheelchair. She couldn't walk. The police kept telling her, oh yeah, you can walk if you want to. I can see the police telling me that. I can see the police telling my sister that. I can see the police telling us, oh yeah, you can walk. You're medically cleared. You're magically non-disabled. What? That's ridiculous. Just because a person is released from the hospital and, quote, medically cleared, unquote, does not mean they're able-bodied.
Disgusting!
Absolutely disgusting. Then they found out she was going to go live at Isabella, right? Isabella is for disabled people. They knew she was disabled. They knew it just as much as we do. They are assholes.
Yeah. Yes.
They need to be fired.
Yes. Fired.
If Knoxville doesn't want to kill Crips, hey, the KKK, we remember them. But we're being killed here. Crips are being killed. We can't tolerate this. We cannot tolerate this as a society. The bottom line is, if our weakest members are being treated this way, it says who we are. Mahatma Gandhi said you can judge a society by how it treats its poorest and weakest. Lisa, at that moment, was at her weakest. When she was on the ground and she was barely breathing, you can see her, she looks like she's hiccuping, like her chest is jerking. That's called agonal breathing. She's dying. She's dying. If I know that sign, and I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, if I know that sign, police don't? Who trains these twits?
Idiots.
Bottom line, you've got a police department that won't respond to a burglary. Interesting. Police department won't respond to, won't even take a report on a non-injury accident.
Hold our sex trafficker at 9 p.m. on a run.
Yeah. Okay, but they'll send 5 cops and 4 vehicles for a trespass?
Yeah.
To trespass a poor old disabled lady who can't walk? And by the way, anybody tells you, I can't breathe, take it seriously.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, my brothers and sisters.
Thank you.
I'm Dawn Schneider. I do a radio show called Disability Power on WOZO, 103.9 LPFM. This situation scares me very badly because I'm the same age, have a disability, have some cognitive disabilities, and easily could be provoked into being considered a troublemaker or something like that. And it terrifies me. I no longer feel safe here in Knoxville. I really don't. I asked the city and county ADA coordinators to show up tonight, and neither did. I didn't really anticipate them coming. But, you know, we need to find a way to change the situation. This has got to stop.
Yes.
Thank you, Dawn.
Yeah. Oh, she had right here. Yeah, she's home. Where's the mayor?
Where's the mayor?
Yeah, where's the mayor?
Where's the governor?
Yeah.
In the Darinka house in 4th and Gill.
That's right.
Yeah. Where's Charme Allen?
I would like to start off saying I understand what you're going through. I have a very close family member of mine that went to the same exact hospital, and they called the cops on her. They took her to a hospital, a mental hospital in Chattanooga, and she was covered in bruises because they beat the absolute living shit out of her. And when she got to the mental hospital in Chattanooga, they looked at her, they looked at the bruises on her arms and her legs, and they said, "Did you come from Knoxville?" Because hospitals, mental hospitals in Tennessee know Knoxville. They know Knoxville police for beating the crap out of disabled people that get sent there. This is a continuous problem, and we can see it happening over and over and over again because nobody will do anything about it. I just really wanted to share that I understand, and I'm very sorry for what you've done.
they're building a new mental health complex to replace an old hospital by Fulton High School too, which, considering all of this, just doesn't look very good.
Yeah. Nice speech.
Chris, let her hold it. You want to hold it?
She's got something in her.
Oh, okay.
Hey guys, so people come to Knoxville to seek refuge from other states. They come here for the health care, they come here for the awesome community, the support, and for the quality of living. And the fact that somebody came here to seek refuge and come back to her home state and be treated this way is absolutely disgusting. Every single police officer, every single medical professional, down to the staff at a front desk, is trained to recognize a person in distress. She was in distress. At the very least, whether she was going to a facility, a rehabilitation center, a home, or a jail, she should have been transported by ambulance at the very least. She asked for help to get back up into that seat. She was put in a position that put her in asphyxia and sent her into a stroke. This is disgusting. This is intolerable. I lost family members from medical malpractice due to them being the underground, the undesirables of the world. Knoxville is a city for the rich, I'm quickly seeing, and it absolutely disgusts me. Yeah. And it makes me raise the question, is this why we have so much homeless? Yep. Is this why we have our elderly being shuffled to the street, told to leave off a hospital, to go sleep in the woods and die? Our veterans? Come on. I'm not saying it's the whole police department, but they've definitely set a standard.
It's the whole police department.
White, black, it doesn't matter about the race. It is literally a culture within our system that has got to be broken. We can go back to Austin East, the shooting there, and this. It's repetitive. And I want to see it stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, stand in the middle. It's up. Push that in. Yeah.
Somebody shouted, "What about the mayor?" How about we crank some real heat up on the mayor legally through exercising our First Amendment rights legally? Now, I think it's good to come here and talk in front of City Council, but personally I found that only goes so far. I'm not shooting that down. Why don't we take it a step further legally and go to where the mayor is and confront her in her own personal way? I'll tell you, guys, anybody here who's a part of that place, not trying to rock any boats here, but I've personally found that to be a corrupt political machine. Some other folks here will speak to that too. I've infiltrated that place legally through exercising my First Amendment rights. You guys can come help me if you want to, but that has statistically been proven. When you have a corrupt politician, you infiltrate on their personal circles. That's what rocks their fucking cage. Yeah, that's what we need to fucking do.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Who's next?
Somebody got
I've got too much equipment here.
Okay. So I'm not a medical expert, and I think a lot of people have already spoken to the issues with the discharge of Lisa Edwards. But I think something that's in common and something people should take away from both of the recent incidents with Lisa Edwards and with Tyree Nichols. Something that stands out, that I hope stands out to you, and something that stood out to me is the callous indifference of our first responders. How their normal behavior is to act with no compassion, with no care whatsoever. We look at the hospital and the police department and the individuals, and they are pointing the finger at each other to figure out who is to blame. The healthcare and policing systems are to blame. KPD, they like to brag about how much they've trained their officers. They have 80 CIT, crisis intervention, trained officers. Where was the training? Where was the training in this interaction? And a little known fact about CIT, the only known result of CIT is that officers feel better after interactions with people who have been traumatized. Not the people, not fewer people go to jail, not more people get into healthcare. It's just for the officers. So this training, the training that we give our officers, 117 hours of emergency driving training, fun stuff, toys, racing cars. That's what we let our officers do. Where was that driving training when Cody Klingman T-boned Mauricio Luna at 90 miles an hour on Kingston Pike? Where was that training when Joseph Roberts caused a multi-car collision after he falsified the reason for the pursuit? Just this past year, KPD settled about $500 million in civil rights lawsuits. The civil rights lawsuit for the death of Anthony Thompson Jr. is still pending. And we're going to have one for Lisa Edwards, too. Candidate India Kincannon promised us transparency, and Mayor India Kincannon hid the records of the police chief's search. Our police chief brushes away any question we ask him about anything that happened before he was here, but he's willing to stand up and lie on camera for 20 minutes or more. I don't remember how long it was. He's willing to stand up and lie over and over again about the officers who killed Anthony Thompson Jr. before he was here, to say that they're cleared, and that was the policy of the Knoxville Police Department. The policy of our police department to shoot high schoolers and police officers when there's a crisis in the school. The same to police department that callously treated Lisa Edwards the way that they did, that treats all of our homeless population that way, that threatens them with felonies for sleeping in their vans or under an overpass.
Two-tiered society, man.
That's right. It is a two-tiered society. It's the systems that we allow to continue to exist, that allow things like what happened to Lisa Edwards to happen to so many people in our community. And it's not isolated incidents.
PCS posted on Twitter about SROs today, about recruiting today. That is so horribly insensitive.
That's right. One of the officers was an SRO. I believe was it the coffee and oatmeal guy? Was an SRO?
You can see it.
One of them was an SRO in class.
Your school's webpage will have an advertisement to become an SRO after the SROs, the system they're a part of. They killed many people, but they just killed a disabled woman in crisis.
KPD has ads on Facebook too. They're recruiting hardcore.
Yeah. So, sorry, I feel like I'm hogging time a little bit here, but I want to make sure I said everything I need to say here. So, yeah, this is just how our officers. Oh yeah, so we've been talking police reform. We've been talking about police reform for as long as I can remember, and we just had the worst beating on film since Rodney King in our state, just across the state. And it's ironic that beating was caught on police surveillance cameras, very similar to the cameras that KPD is putting up all over our town. And I might have to change my view on those cameras because I was against them for the surveillance, but if they're going to catch criminal cops, maybe I'm for them now. I just don't know anymore.
You can't reform in dignity.
That's right. You can't.
You can't reform in dignity.
Our police officers, again, that callous indifference, I think, if there's nothing else you take away from these recent incidents, look not just at the officers involved directly, but the people around them and how they reacted, like how this was normal, how it was normal to come to a scene and see a bloody Tyree Nichols waiting for an ambulance, how it was normal for someone to be gasping for breath and saying they couldn't breathe and unable to get into the prison transport, how that was normal and our officers did nothing, no care whatsoever. And they do that every single day. Do not doubt.
It's good to see so many people of good conscience in Knoxville tonight. Thank you for coming out, and sir, thank you for being here to speak for your sister. I have a sister too. She's 3 years older than me. I know a lot of us here have family members, and we can't imagine a loved one in the situation your sister was put in by the Knoxville Police Department. I grew up in Sevierville, Tennessee. I came to Knoxville for opportunity. I came here for the opportunities this Heart of the Valley offered to me. I know you brought your sister here for the same reason. And, you know, you're going to be going through some pain, and I feel for you. To be here tonight, thank you for being here with us tonight as we all feel this pain. I want to echo my neighbor Evelyn. You're here with this beloved community. We're here with you, feeling your pain. I lived here 15 years. My city let you down. My police department let you down. My mayor let you down. I voted for Indy King Cannon. I consider her a friend. Where is the leadership from the city?
Right here.
Where are they?
Where are they? You're looking at it. It's you all.
It is us, and I am so grateful for you all being here, and I just want to say that we are here to uplift you, and thank you for being here. Thank you for coming here, and our thoughts are with you. Our hearts go out to you, and we're going to be fighting for your sister. We're going to be fighting for change, all right?
Anyone else? Okay. After that, okay.
Okay. Yeah. I just I'm really sorry for your loss. You know, that hospital is about 2 blocks from my apartment, and it's just tragic to think that happened so close to where I'm at. But I just wanted to say that Knoxville and the district attorney have announced that they will not be prosecuting this case. All of the police officers are on paid administrative leave, and also the reinstatement meeting for these police officers will be private and will not have access to the public, nor will be any evidentiary burden. They can be reinstituted on they often are. The thin blue line policy in Tennessee has resulted in collusion between district attorneys and police officers to ensure that those who do commit crimes, who commit horrible atrocities, are not prosecuted.
That's right. Yep.
What happened to Lisa Edwards with police brutality?
Yep. And it won't end unless substantial efforts are made to abolish the power that the police have to engage in violence against the population. They are violent towards us. When the police stand on a street corner where no crime is being committed, what do they assume? They assume that we are a threat to their operations. They see us as an enemy, and that's the perspective which they frame everything through, that everybody is an enemy, that everybody is doing something wrong, and that they must resolve it as if it was a problem. We're not a problem. Yeah. We're the people of this city, and the fact that these police officers are, in all likelihood, going to be reinstated is horrific. It is enough to damn the entire system. Absolutely. Thank you.
We could be a problem.
So we have organizations here that have been working against violence about the police. One of them we have here is Heart, and I'll let Maura explain, and then we'll talk some more.
You are not in our way. You are the way.
Hey, absolutely.
My name is Moira Connolly, and I'm here on behalf of Heart, Healing East Tennessee Alternative Response Team. We are a group of community members who have been working to advocate that the mayor pay for and support an alternative response team here in Knoxville. Yes. Yeah. This is a sad day. Our condolences, thoughts, and prayers go out to the family of Ms. Edwards. We grieve with Ms. Edwards' family, and we stand with all victims and communities who experienced unjustified harm and tragedy at the hands of police. I'm here to make sure that you all know that the city has been told. Knoxville has information about another type of public safety response that might keep police away from situations like this. I'm talking about something called alternative response. It's a team in which a behavioral health specialist and a medic respond to situations in the community that are not dangerous. Alternative response the needs of the individual rather than law enforcement. Police are only called in these situations as backup. Because the members of alternative response teams are public health personnel, they are trained in de-escalation, compassionate care, and harm reduction. Ms. Edwards did not receive care, and she did not receive compassion. She was mocked and disrespected even as she was in distress. She deserved compassion, empathy, and listening, the type of care that an alternative response team can provide. For 3 years, Knoxville Heart has been urging the city of Knoxville to implement an alternative response team. Alternative response teams are used around the country, across the country, in such cities as Denver, Chicago, and Austin, and it was piloted in Eugene, Oregon, which is demographically a city very similar to Knoxville in terms of size and budget. We call on the mayor to create an alternative response team in Knoxville now. We need another option. We need another option to make sure that situations like this do not happen again. Thank you.
Yeah, I got it. You can find them, what's the website?
KnoxvilleHeart.org. Yeah, we're on Instagram too.
All right, so I'm with Community Defense of East Tennessee, and we prepared a statement, but I feel like everything that is in our statement has already been said, so I'm going to skip down to amplify what the family's demands are, and then what we and some of our families that we work with in the community have demanded. But first, I want to say Lisa had a right to exist. In whatever form that was, she had a right to exist. I'm not gonna go up. So the family's demands are to fire the officers immediately. They don't want them to ever be able to work in a government position or serve as a public servant. They are demanding that the DA reopen the case and press charges. The community demands, in addition to the family demands, are forfeiture of their pension and retirement benefits, and that be sent to the family. To our leaders and officials who actually care, we demand federal and state legislation implemented to start a registry for law enforcement who engage in misconduct, including behaviors of excessive force and other criminal activity. This next one may seem simple, but it's part of the problem. We want to use people first language. Policing and other systems have created a culture of dehumanization, leading to people being treated less than human. We demand a change in the wording for training material, department materials, and websites. Using this language will help eliminate stereotypes, emphasize individuality, equality, and dignity. Our next demand is care, not cuffs. We want to abolish the criminalization of people in need of care. We were able to see the footage of Lisa and the way that they treated her. But this year, at least 17 times, KPD had been summoned to area hospitals for trespassing. We can only speculate how those people were treated. We demand Fort Sanders and other hospitals to review their training and policies and, governing when and if police are called to find a better way. mission and duty of the people you serve. Yes. Whether a person has physical disability or needs medical attention, or has a cognitive disability and is experiencing a mental health crisis, you are obligated to see the safety of those in your care and to plan for their safety upon discharge. Yes. Discharging a person in crisis to the police is fundamentally unsafe. Yes. Absolutely. Any policies calling for this are actively harming people. We demand KPD mandate comprehensive training for all officers on interacting with individuals with disability in ways that respect their dignity. Yes. Yes. KPD should ensure the policy center the sanctity of life and require officers to intervene in all kinds of abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, and mental abuse. Yes. And when someone requires medical assistance, that is prompt and when it's needed. Yes. We also demand that KPD make a much greater effort to divert people in the first place to service providers and away from jail and arrest. Yes. KPD actually has the option to not arrest people, to just give citations. And we are requiring to use those options. We want to remove arrest from the default option for people if a person refuses to leave a hospital. Right. Yes. We want to create that second option, and we demand that they fully fund HEART. Yes. What I want to say is, did I hear Lisa? No, you didn't watch it. I want to say, because I could only watch it one time, but I want to say that I heard Lisa refer to say that one of her family members was a constable. Her dad. When I saw her say that, what I saw is a woman looking at a person in a position of power trying to relate to them. Even when they thought the least of her, she still respected that position. And they treated her like trash. These are the people that are supposed to protect and serve, and we know that they are incapable of doing that. All they have shown is what they're capable of, and that's abusing us and hurting our communities. Yes. We've called out and talked about all these things, and now you need to know how we need to get this done. Right. As he said, exercising your First Amendment, holding the people accountable. Your DA only won her election by 3,000 votes this year.
She needs to be fired.
3,000 votes. That means we need to get the word out. We need to exercise our rights to vote, and we need to get people in power that will serve the people. Yes.
One thing the family would like to see happen is a memorial for Lisa. I don't know, a statue or something, and be placed maybe in front of the courthouse or somewhere as a reminder when you walk by that she's not forgotten. And these officers, when they walk by, they need to take heed what happened to her and not let it happen to any one of y'all's family members.
How about we rename Fort Sanders Hospital after her?
Yeah, there you go.
If y'all didn't hear that in the back, he said the family wants a memorial placed somewhere to where the officers have to acknowledge what happened to Lisa. Yes.
Don't want her forgotten.
They do not want her forgotten. We're not going to let her be forgotten.
Say her name.
Lisa Edwards.
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 Care, not cuffs.
Care, not cuffs. Care, not cuffs. Care, not cuffs. Care, not cuffs. Care, not cuffs. Care, not cuffs. Care, not cuffs. Care, not cuffs. Care, not cuffs. Care, not cuffs. Care, not cuffs. Care, not cuffs. Care, not cuffs. Care, not cuffs. Care, not cuffs. Care, not cuffs. Care, not cuffs. Care,
will be posted on Community Defense of East Tennessee. I really skimmed through it. But we, if you have demands, let's collectively come together so that we can go to these officials, so we can go to the DA, so we can go to the mayor with our demands. This is just the first step of this. We will not stop. We are still fighting for Philly feet. We are still fighting for Anthony Thompson Jr. We are still fighting for Reggie Wilson.
Yes.
We are still fighting for the people who have been harmed and hurt and killed by KPD. We are still fighting for the people who have been killed and harmed by police across this nation.
Yes.
Chris.
Yeah. I'm loud by nature.
Oh, absolutely.
I got some horrible perspective on this. For these officers, they weren't bad eggs. They weren't just an aberration. This was business as usual for the police. This was just another Sunday for them. They were a perfect representation, a cross-sectional model of what happens with the police every day in this town. Every day. That's who they are. That's what they're for. She said, please, 80 times. She said help over 50 times. If there'd been animal control that had shown up, she would have been treated better. We would have been horrified if an animal was treated like how they treated her. This is business as usual. And where are all our leaders from inside here? Where is the mayor? They're not the leaders. I was talking to Monty. We're tired of doing this. How many times we were just here a few weeks ago, again and again and again. And all I can think of is we've got to all be the fucking leaders now. We've got to experiment and fail and experiment and fail and do it again and again until we find something that works. It's on us all now. We've all got to be leaders. This was business as usual, and that's intolerable.
Yes.
Even as the detectives, they failed. Anybody from a bar, you put them in that situation and say, a woman in a wheelchair with bottled oxygen, in an outfit saying, I've had a stroke. They can't move the right side of her body. Any one of us would have been like, this is a problem. This is a human being that is suffering distress, and they're right by a damn hospital. In the parking lot by a hospital. She points at a doctor, doctor, or put me on the gurney. And they're like, why? They're not going to take you back. And they laughed at her. They laughed at her. Something's got to change. This is business as usual for these people.
Who will be next? Who will be next? Okay. Who will they put on the ground?
This coffee on the Lord's Day. Lord Sanders is accountable.
Who's going to be next? I mean, any one of us here, when we walk back to our car, if you jaywalk, are you going to get thrown to the ground? What are they going to do to you? If you're laying in the street sick, I mean, every one of us have drunk one time or another, probably. I know I have. I've had my moments. Been sick as a dog laying on the floor. Are they going to come by and kick you? Get up. You can't be laying there. You're disrupting people. People see you get up. You can't be laying there. Who's going to be next? Yeah. Something's got to be done.
Yes, sir. Our healthcare professionals take a Hippocratic oath to do no harm, and I think that should be extended to all public servants, but even if it wasn't, everyone involved in that situation who saw her get discharged, who didn't bring her back in, and who let those police take her away and treat her the way they did harm.
All right, I think we're wrapping up. Does anybody have anything else? Come on.
Sign the petition. Sign the petition. We have a petition.
Say your website again, Imani.
Okay.
Go ahead. I've got one. Contact Amnesty International. They've had Knoxville police on their radar before. Contact them. Make them put it back. Amnesty International. Contact them. Tell them about this.
Let's start quickly. The question of where are our leaders? Where are our public leaders who are responsible for this? Who are not here? That's a great question. Yeah, if you know when they show up, you know when the city council meetings are. Their offices are right there. Anytime I'm in court, I like to roll up to the office. Let them see a working class want to let you know we're here. We put you in here. We're working our damnedest to get you out. But the thing I wanted to highlight was we have one city councilor stand up in solidarity with you all. She wasn't able to be here tonight, but Amelia Parker released a statement. And you have an ally in city council. You have an ally in city council movement involved with her. You have allies in the movement in harm reduction against police brutality, against prison abolition. Everybody fighting for homeless rights. All of us in Knoxville are fighting for our human rights. We are all with you. And we thank you for helping lead us in this fight. Lisa will not be forgiven.
Go to the Facebook page. You can type in hashtag Fight for Lisa Edwards, and you can find the petition there.
Here.
Okay.
Thank you. Say it on it.
You're welcome.
You can go to the website, or on Facebook you can type in the search bar, hashtag Fight for Lisa Edwards, and you can join the Facebook group that we have. I'm assuming that a lot of you are already part of that group, but there is a petition on there that I have created, and we have almost 600 signatures on that petition already, and it has only been 24 hours since I have put that together. So I need everybody to share on Facebook, share all across social media, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere, and let's get at least 2,500 signatures on that petition so that I can send it to everyone, including Bill Lee, the mayors, the senators, the governors of Tennessee. I am going to send it to them whenever we get 2,500 signatures. Let's get it done.
I guess somebody, our website is cdetpush.org. See that push. We're on Facebook, Community Defense of East Tennessee. Was just told that the monument would be good, but we need to create a Bill of Rights. For
People's Monument, though, too. You started right here.
Yeah, so we'll work on that as well. As we leave, we're going to get a final word from here, and then if you put your candles on the monument and...
There is a federal constitutional right. They violated about half of them.
I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. It means a lot to me and the family. You can go to the Facebook group. It's Justice for Lisa Edwards. Go to the group, share it. You can go on there. I have set up where you can email the DA, you can email Bill Lee, you can email the senator, you can email the mayor. Everything's up there. So all you got to do is just go to the group and all that information's there. Email them, people. Share the video. Share the group. Hashtag Lisa Edwards. What is it?
Justice for Lisa.
Justice for Lisa Edwards.
What I've done.
And that's all. We just need to do something, and I know together we can. So I really, really appreciate you all coming out.
We love you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Justice for Lisa.
Justice for Lisa.
Oh, we're done.
I want to say again, thank you for each and every one of you that came out tonight. I appreciate it. I don't, like I said, I don't know none of you. I think it's from the bottom of my heart. I know she would if she was here. I believe that was her ringing the bell while ago. She would just appreciate each and every one of you. If you've not seen the video, I can't, I don't want to. I hope you have a strong stomach. From what I've heard, I hope you have a strong stomach that you can watch the whole video on TikTok or whatever it's on, through the whole thing. So, please don't forget my sister.
Never!
Never, sister. I promise.
Lisa is our sister too.
Yes. Don't let this happen to any of your all's other family. I'm going back to Newport. I work down here sometimes. And from work that I do. But don't let this happen to your family. I know get something changed. I don't know what it's going to take, but get something changed. Don't let your family go through what my family's going through. It's like a bad dream. I want to wake up at any time, but I've got you. And I can't imagine somebody else's family have to go through this.
We're all in the same boat, man.
She was not perfect. I'm not lifting up to be, but she was human. She cared. She had a life. She had a soul.
Should have been valued.
And it was taken too short. They may not have caused her death, but they sure did not prevent it. Thank you.
Hey, can we all say something to the family right quick? Really simple. We love you.
We love you. We love you. We love you. We love you. We love you.